the Union of Non-Governmental Associations, the International Non-Governmental Organization, the World Union of Cossack Atamans. Sir, you're invited to take the podium. Welcome, sir. You have 10 minutes to present the organization and to answer any question posed by the committee. Yeah. You have the floor, sir.
Distinguished Chair, representatives of member states of the NGO committee, NGO members, observers, ladies and gentlemen, we wish you on the most recent celebration of Victory Day on the 9th of May, and we wish you good health and prosperity in your countries. The World Union of Cossack Atamans would like to thank representatives of the United States, the European Union and the United Kingdom, who, in their statements at the opening of the session, supported our position, expressed in a letter from the UN Secretary General, Antonio Guterres, as regards the sessions of the topics of the work and the unjustified delays in granting ECOSOC status, when one country has many thousands of people of an organisation which is such an effective union, such as the UN, to use its principles to support democracy, peace and intercommunal harmony in countries, and this where we carry out our activities. So I'm very much ready for any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much, sir, for the presentation, and I recognize the distinguished delegate of the Russian Federation. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you to the representative of this NGO for coming here today and to share some information about his organisation. I'd also like to clarify one issue pertaining to the project of humanitarian assistance in Ukraine. And this is indicated in the application. So I'd like to ask for some more details about this project. And how are these projects funded? And perhaps was it in a specific region of Ukraine? So we'd like some clarification on that section of your application.
Thank you very much. Are there any further questions? If there's none, you may respond, sir.
Thank you. The humanitarian projects are as follows. I went to Maidan. This was at the most highly tense period in Ukraine, and I met with different representatives of religions, representatives of national minorities, and Cossack organizations, and we discussed the volatile situation at the time, but people still hadn't started shooting at each other at that point. And as a high Ataman of our World Union, at that time I was not surprised. I didn't manage to stop this conflict. But then, 2 years later, perhaps, we met on many occasions with Cossacks from both sides. And what they decided to do is the Cossacks decided to not shoot at each other. And I think this was a great service of the World Union of Cossack Atamans, that there was no conflict between Cossacks. And it was a great demonstration of the relations between our two countries, as well as our Cossacks. Thank you very much. Are there any further questions?
I recognize the distinguished delegate of Russian Federation. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you for your response. So I'd like to ask another question. Was there actual humanitarian assistance provided For example, help to the population, to the people there. So that aspect of your project, could you give us more detail on that? So in terms of...
Excuse me. No, it's fine. Just if the Russian Federation can repeat the question, the translation was interrupted.
Да, спасибо.
Yes, thank you. My question was as follows. We wanted to know, well, now here the NGO representative is talking about his assistance in preventing bloodshed. So we wanted to ask if these efforts also included, or if there are indeed any projects that were actually providing humanitarian assistance to the people, and if so, in which countries of Ukraine happened. The speaker says we didn't actually carry out such delivery.
Еще раз.
Once again. So there were no direct deliveries because at that time in Kazakhstan we'd adopted a law so that we did not interfere Kazakhstan citizens didn't interfere in affairs in Ukraine. So as a citizen of Kazakhstan, I couldn't initiate such activities. Thank you.
I thank you for the response, and I recognize the distinguished delegate of the Russian Federation. You have the floor, sir.
Спасибо.
Thank you. And thank you once again for your response to my question. In follow-up to that, we would like to ask you to provide us with your financial accounts from 2016, since 2016, in written form, if possible. And also what projects are underway, or were underway, in the period from since 2018, and what plans do you have for 2019? Thank you very much.
I thank the representative of the Russian Federation for the question, as a request for a response in writing has been requested. But we still do have a little bit more time, so we do have a financial statements request to be provided in writing, and the rest of the question may be responded to an extent that might be sufficient. So you have the floor.
Yes, very good. Thank you, Chair. All the documents that are been developing over the last 3 years have been submitted on time, and all of these are available on our website.
I recognize the distinguished delegate of the Russian Federation. You have the floor, sir.
Благодарю.
Thank you. There is practice whereby this information is provided directly to the committee. So in that case, we would request this to be provided through the online form of our committee. Thank you very much.
Indeed, thank you very much. As a request for a response in writing has been requested, we thank you very much for coming and participating in the Q&A session and responding to questions by committee members. And you are invited to take your seat back at your seat. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and I will try and address this by tomorrow. Thank you.
Committee members, we have exhausted the list of speakers for the Q&A session.